Hello, brothers and sisters of the Briar, and welcome back to episode 52 of the Pith Helmet Matinee. Professor Jeremiah here, and
Lee Rivers, welcome back.
we figured we'd don the Pith helmets here for a minute, and wow, we've chatted away today, and we've been on just visiting for a while, covered a plethora of topics that'll never be able to be aired.
Not in our lifetime.
No, at least not in yours. No.
Oh, yellow card. That might be a straight red, by the way. I can't disagree.
So you changed pipes. You did talk about that on the last episode, on episode 51. And I got to find my tamper here.
Well, I'm onto the Bosun Cut plug in my, this is quite a regular pipe for me these days, my Northern Briars Calabash. It's a jaw hanger.
And, you know, this is my Bodock or Osage Orange or Hedge Apple that some people would say. And I have a video of me making this pipe from an old fence post. The fence post was planted in the early 70s. And I'm smoking in it some Cary Grant. Nice little English aromatic blend.
What's he smoking it in, Professor? Is he smoking a Canadian there? I couldn't quite see.
Well, let's see. I believe so.
Yeah. Yeah.
And you know, I don't know if many people are making pipes out of Bodock. It's a tough wood to work with. Has a lot of holes in it sometimes when you're getting into the woods. So to find a good piece, it's sometimes a little difficult to get a piece of Bodock that's good. So got a good smoker though.
Well, I think all the pipe makers, you know, their experience, they have to get the right briar before and then they see what they can create from it rather than say, well, I'm going to do this or I'm going to do that. They don't really know until they get into the block, do they?
Yep. It'll be a surprise sometimes, for sure. I've had a couple of pieces of Bodock that I was working on, and it would be a nice shape. It's coming together, and then suddenly I would get to a crack that was already in the wood. And it's odd, but when I've got the bowl together, it's good. It's a nice smoker and a good hardwood and stays fairly cool. Well, so we were visiting with Doc, and you started reminiscing about some of our previous meetups. And during that time, I thought, you know, I'm just going to text a friend and see if he's available to come in. And then you even started talking about that friend and saying, you know, whose name shall not be mentioned. And you kept going on about it. And so we're going to start this interview out today with us visiting with the Doc and you talking about this old friend. And you didn't know that I texted him. And all of a sudden, he pops on and he's in there with us. So I surprised you a little bit there.
Yeah, some interesting hanging going on as well in the beams, which we'll see. Yeah, I think we called him Voldemort at some stage. He should not be mentioned.
Yeah,
Harry Potter.
Well, before we get into this second part of the interview with Doc and then our guest coming in, and I'll just say, because his name's going to be there in the beginning and in the tag for this episode, it's none other than Old Khakies. And he's a pipe presenter you won't have seen for some time. And we just are able to check in with him and had a great visit and can talk about a new hobby that he has going on. But before we do that, we need to check in with none other than Commander McBragg. And let's see what he's up to today. I believe he's back in the Old West today.
The Old West.
The Old West. Let's see what Commander's got for us today.
This is the world of Commander McBragg. Echo Canyon. I must tell you about my terrifying experience there.
Must you, Commander?
I was riding for the Pony Express, carrying a vital shipment of gold. My trail led through Echo Canyon. Ole, ole, hee! Ole, ole, hee! As I came out, I was attacked by thieves. I raced back into Echo Canyon with the attackers gaining on me. They got my gun. Then my horse. Still carrying the gold, I began scaling the canyon walls. But there was no way up. The thieves took the gold and made me face the cliff. Meant to shoot me in the back, don't you know?
An impossible situation.
Not at all. Remembering the echo, I quickly called out, "You're surrounded! Drop your guns! You're surrounded! Drop your guns! They dropped their guns in terror, and I marched the thieves to the nearest town as my prisoners.
I say, echoes of the Wild West.
Wait.
Wait. Sorry.
What do they think of that Englishman, riding for the Pony Express?
No.
We got a visitor here.
Oh, brilliant.
There's Trooper. You heard the echo, huh?
Oh, crikey. Do you remember one of the Zoom meetings we had with the doc? I know we got Wes coming. I think Wes was there. And you had Trooper coming up for a biscuit. And don't forget, I'm on the other side of the Atlantic. I said, just hold the biscuit up, Professor. I'm going to give him a command. And I went, sick him. The doc nearly fell out of his chair, didn't he? Oh, brilliant.
Well, I tell you what, rather than delaying, we'll go ahead and pick up this interview, and you will see us continuing with Doc and talking about the old days of our just what you name, you recalled the name of it earlier. What, it was just Professor's Meetup, wasn't it? Or Professor's Meeting?
Yeah, it's just a Professor's Meeting Room. That's what came up on the thread. That's live. What's going on? And you tried this as an experiment. You were like Johnny No Mate sat there talking through into the ether. And I think Uncle Phil Sellers found you. He jumped on. And there's someone else on. When it was a doc, I don't know, but then I joined. I've just been out with Molly, been quite late for me, about 10 o'clock. And there you were. So I jumped on. I thought I'd have another pipe before bed. Well, it might have been earlier than that, but it did go on quite a while.
And then we had Josh Dance Dad Piper, who would join. Sometimes he would be in his car. Sometimes he would be in the grocery. You never knew where he was going to turn up. And I think we have a little visit from him at the tail end of this, and he still isn't at home.
No, he's always working. He's always doing something. And there he was. He was at work, wasn't he? But he jumped in. It was brilliant.
All right, brothers and sisters. Well, we'll see you on the other side.
Yeah. Enjoy. I can't get over how good this tobacco is. I thought I was going to have to write off all these. I've been getting feedback. There was Players Whiskey from the 1950s. Sherwood Brown, Rich Brown Flake, the 65 to 75. But they've been opening the tins and they've still been moist enough to smoke right from the tin. And I must have saved the only two that needed maybe rehydration, but they're smoking really well now. So, Doc, I doubt if you can remember your first tobaccos. I'll say plural because you can probably never remember. I can remember the very first one I bought, but can you remember yours?
Yeah, the first one I ever had was Prince Albert.
All right. So you picked a good one there. It stayed the course, hasn't it?
Yeah.
And yourself, Professor?
Captain Black.
Well, there's two of a kind, isn't it?
I mean, no, it's a little bit more Cavendish. I don't think Prince. I've never smoked Prince Albert. Is Prince Albert it's not a Cavendish blend, is it, Doc?
No.
I just meant it in its legend and its history. The two tobaccos have gone along together and stood the test of time.
Yeah, they have.
Now, have you ever had Captain Black, Steve?
No. Yeah, I don't know if we can get it in this country. I've been spoilt with the Gowith Hogarth and Samuel Gowith. And I've still got that tin that Bob gave us. I really do think I'm going to have to break into this year at some stage.
I was thinking you had opened that up at the meetup.
No, I didn't need to. I had about 30 tins of aged tobacco.
But you mentioned it in the meetup.
Oh, yes, I did. What I was saying, I've been opening these couple of tins. I thought, well, I don't want to leave this too long, in case the tobacco went off, but I don't think it will.
It will.
Yeah.
Now, I remember, Brian Levine, they had done like a big test on Perique blends and to see as far as with Perique. And I think they said 8 years that you got before it really kind of starts going off. If I remember correctly, that was a long time back though. I was still in Africa, I think, when they talked about that. But that was back when that is when I started realizing the value of actually aging some of these blends. So.
No, the one I did open was the one from Eric Stokeby. When we had that meeting, as our guest, he sent me a tin of 1882 and it was dated 2016. Well, I went fishing, not catching, and I did a video on it. And I said I'd open it next time I went on the river, which I did. And that was truly, I do like 1882. It's an English blend, but truly that was just wonderful. It's not a heavy, it's the middle of the road tobacco. I don't think anyone could find it offensive. It'll probably encompass most people's taste in pipe tobacco. Well, he is sponsoring the tobacco on the British Pipe Smoking Championships, this is our next meeting for the Glossop Pipe Show, but Pipe Club, but it's not in Glossop. It's going to be on the at King's Lock at Middlewich. So you can see Eric there. Smoking one of your pipes. But he's donated the tobaccos for the slow smoke competition. It actually is, if I can tell you, it's the British Pipe Smoking Championships. So £45 to go in, sterling, and you get a Blake Briar pipe and your tobacco. And they're going to contact Eric on Zoom after the show. So he'll be live there, which is a nice touch. So, yeah, that's at King's Lock on the Trent and Mersey Canal near to where Ian's got his narrowboat.
When is that meetup at?
It's the second. It's actually going to work out the second Sunday in the month, which is the 16th of July.
Okay.
So I'm hoping, again, if people don't mind, I'll try and record a little bit. There's a lot the canal boats go through there. So it'd be nice to sort of, if I can get a couple of people, sit down at the table and have a chat. People we haven't seen for a while, maybe Toking Tommy if he's there. I was hoping he was going to be there on Sunday, but he was not. But he'll be busy somewhere. And maybe even Phil Bennett if he gets up there. Uncle Phil. There we go. Who trims your beard, Doc?
Do what?
Who trims your beard? It's in good shape.
Oh, I do.
Oh, you do? Wow.
Yeah.
Well done. Well, I thought you might have been going to one of these super barbers.
No.
It's in belting shape, sir.
I stay away from all of them people.
You do.
I don't let nobody touch my mustache or my beard. I don't. Don't let nobody.
They probably don't want you there. They probably heard your reputation in Germany to throwing cars on the roofs and things. I don't forget these things, Doc.
Be better if you did.
All right. No, it's not happening. Oh dear. In fact, oh, sorry, am I allowed to mention our friend in Texas? Have you heard from him?
You never know.
All right. Okie dokie, Skip. I just wondered if they'd still been having the Texas 200. Is it the Texas?
I haven't checked into that. I need to check into
Gulf of Mexico, isn't it? Sailing it.
Really, had it not have been for that little problem that we had in 2020, we were all set to do that together.
Well, we can't mention his name, can we? But
I was learning knots and stuff. I mean,
yeah,
I was all ready to go.
Here's a clue, boys and girls. Yeah.
Yep, I was pretty excited about that, and I planned on popping in on you that October, but that just didn't work out at all.
Well, I did some research on it, and it's not so much a race, is it? It's about how many stops you can make along the coast, and how many different foods and libations you might come across, allegedly. It was when he was telling us that story, when he took someone out in the boat and the storms came, and I think, whoa, it's just how things can change, and he's the person we can't mention. He's an experienced sailor, so if he gets caught out like that, it's obviously very changeable. Voldemort, is that it? It is, isn't it? Is it Voldemort we're talking about? Not allowed to mention his name, are we?
Been around your grandchildren too much.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't think they've heard of Voldemort. Or have they? I don't know. They're always on these screens. We took him out the other day for the day, a full day. And I said, right, no screens today. No. And we had a wonderful time. The interaction, the conversation, it was brilliant. And getting fresh air, exercise. Yeah. But I must admit, some of these games are good.
Have you been able to take them fishing?
Right. Well, the day we went, picked them up early. We went, would you believe, to McDonald's. They had to guess 20 questions. I think got to 15 before they realised going to McDonald's on the way to North Wales. So I thought they'd probably have a beef, a hamburger, whatever. But no, pancakes and maple syrup. Voldemort! Whoa!
There he is!
Welcome aboard, Skipper. Who's this young man that's just appeared?
Oh, audio's still connecting here.
He's got laryngitis anyway.
I figured I'd surprise you.
We'll have to get someone from the BBC to do sign language.
There we go. We got you.
I think we got it. Can you hear me?
Rock and roll. Oh, dear.
How are you? Good to see you.
We were expecting Voldemort.
I have to tell you, a trash truck just pulled up in front of my house. Can you believe the timing there?
All right.
So all I'm hearing is that noise from that truck pulling up.
That's live.
So we'll before you talk to me, give him a moment to get out of here.
Well, you got my fishing hat on.
I figured this would be the reunion of the old gang.
Oh, the old school. Yeah. Well, who's missing? Uncle Phil. Uncle Phil's was a regular, wasn't he? And who's the one who used to go walking around scaring dogs all the time?
Josh.
Oh, Josh, no. Josh is the guy. You know, he's the one who wears the special hats from Cockermouth. Oh, his is from China, isn't it? Cockermouth. Yeah, that was happy days. Wes must have the noisiest dump trucks in the world.
Okay, we're pulling out of here now.
Right.
The timing was perfect for that.
Yeah, it has to be. Oh, Wes, so good to see you.
It's good to see you too. You look younger.
Yeah. Oh, it's just the lighting and the makeup.
I'm hot and sweaty because well, we are here on the porch in the shade. Well, we're only 88 degrees, I guess, but high humidity. You know, being here at the water, it's really hot.
We're 80 degrees Fahrenheit, just over here at the moment outside, but we're clock to 8 in the evening now. There we go. So we keep indoors when it's like this. Actually, it's much cooler.
And Doc's up in the mountains, so.
So how has everyone been?
Doing very well on my end. Busy, but doing good.
I have actually been watching a few videos. I haven't commented on a lot of them. That's the best way for me to get through them is I just go along, start watching. Some of them aren't there no more. Some of them I really liked. And I guess I'm a wrench. He's still out there. I've been watching some of his stuff. Old Codger, he hasn't made one in a long time, has he?
I don't think so.
I don't think so, no.
I don't know. I kind of think I kind of miss old matches, actually.
Yeah. A very controversial, yeah. Yeah. You know, I keep watching his old films. I do. Yeah, I just now and again I come across them on the feed. I just go on to them. It's just refreshing watching him again.
You know, Steve, I was going to ask you, how are you rehydrating those old blends?
You really don't want to know. Now, I could tell you I'm using potato peel. I could tell you I'm using a little spray with distilled water. But I just put them under the... put the tin back on, let it soak through and put them in the window. So they're like baking again. And I've got to tell you, these two tins have come out absolutely brilliant. You know, so for all the science and technology, it was H2O from the reservoir in North Wales.
So that's why you're looking the way you are.
Okay.
I said, that's why you're looking the way you are.
That and my good lady looking after me. She's just brought me a cup of coffee. Well, is it you call them a cup of mud? It's coffee. There we go. So how's the chickens, Wes?
Pardon?
How are the chickens? Those your Australian birds you've got out there laying eggs.
Well, Australians, mate. Yeah, they're doing good. They're still out there, kind of spoiled, but I don't eat them. I know I got a couple of them that's probably getting a little older. They're probably 5 years old or so, but you know, when you know them, it's kind of hard to. I'm just that way. I'll eat their egg. I'll eat their unborn babies, but I won't eat their.
It is Voldemort. There you go. Brilliant.
I saw one of those Far Side cartoons, and it showed the lady walking out to the chicken house carrying eggs back to the house. And it showed one of the chickens going to the house carrying her baby back to the chicken coop.
When
ideals.
I don't know if you had, they don't have them here now, but back in the day, little chefs, there's like a, restaurant where you could get, fast food, breakfast and things. And we had this one near work. We go in on a Saturday, we all conjugate into this little chef afterwards. And it was quite regular that we'd ask for a plate of chicken embryo with a side order of humans, which is obviously eggs and beans, human beings. Sorry. Well, there you go. Yeah, they quite often threw us out.
Oh, boy.
Doc, how you doing? I just saw a picture of you just now pop up.
Well, I'm making it. I'm doing a lot better now. Got a long way to go, but I'm doing better.
I thought I was the only one sitting here remaining the same age and not aging at all.
Did I hear that right?
Yeah. Sometimes being funny ain't actually funny, but you think it is in your mind.
No, we were all bathing in the glory as you said it, There you go. Janet, you don't know how lucky you are. Oh, dear. I'll tell you what, the other week.
Go ahead.
Oh, no, it's you saying about some of the regulars going back in the day disappearing or, having a respite. But one I really enjoy is Timber Drifter. And he was on recently. We've been absolutely bombarded with mosquitoes. I think we're buzzing around the mic, but even so, it was a wonderful. I always enjoy listening to him, really do. And another one I enjoy was Dave trailing the woolly mammoth. He's gone missing for a while, but he's got a new dog, Oscar, if I remember rightly. So he's probably training his new dog, or he's out there fishing or whatever. He's probably very busy.
Well, recently popped back up.
Who's that?
Beard.
Oh, yes, yeah. But like,
now, Doc, is Kelly still around?
Oh, yeah. In fact, he's growing some tobacco for me, and we just started harvesting some, and I'm going to show it to you. It's a Virginia, and I got some already hanging here in my on my porch.
He's good at that, isn't he?
And but they'll unfold and unroll. But yeah, I'm going to smoke it. That's what I'm gonna do when it's ready. I'm not sure yet exactly what I'm gonna do with it. If I'm going to just let it cure there a little bit, or if I'm going to press it and ferment it. I don't know.
Well, Wes, that tobacco? You've had the plant. It's Virginia. You take the leaves from near the top, don't you? Or do you take them from the bottom, or does it not matter?
I'm taking from the bottom's what I'm doing. I'm not taking the whole plant.
Right.
Yeah.
So then sorry, go on. I was going to say, then you're just going to hang them there to dry.
Yeah, air dry. Yeah.
Air dry. Okay. So will that give you a sort of a sweet tobacco like that, or that's your basic Virginia?
Well,
it is pretty sweet tobacco.
Yeah. Well, I was just at the club on there.
I've already smoked a small piece of it. Some of it did brown. I put it in there just to see how harsh it was going to be. No, it wasn't harsh at all. It was, in fact, kind of smooth. Right now, though, it's still slightly grassy.
Right.
So it has it in the background. So the longer I leave it hang, it seems the better it gets rid of that.
So you wait it till it goes a particular color. You're saying it's like a dark brown, and then and does the leaf get quite brittle at that stage, or do you get to it before it's still leathery? Is it leathery? Would that be a good description?
They get kind of like leather, actually.
Yeah.
If you're gentle with them, you can unroll them and stuff. But we are, in fact, I rarely have to hydrate any tobaccos here because we're on average 70% humidity all the time. But after they hang there for a few weeks or a month, they may be, some of them just slightly crispy on the edges, but not enough to break it. It's just, you've almost at that point, but all you do is take a little bottle of some, mist it with a little water, leave it set a second, then it'll just unroll open.
Right. I am interested. That's why I'm asking. So the stem is the bit that's got the more nicotine in it. Do you use the stem? Is it the stem that's got, no?
I don't, but you have to realize that I don't have experience with this. This is a new thing. Well, I've grown it a couple of times. We haven't done real good with them. We got some tobacco. This year, we're doing a lot better. And that's because we figured out if you keep the seeds from your first crop, I did not know tobacco seeds, they become climatized to the area. Them new seeds will be climatized to that soil and that type of air. And all of a sudden, those seeds tend to do much better. And I didn't know that was the mistake we were making.
Yeah. Now, when I grew it in Africa, I kept some of my natural and some of it I steamed, which turns it into a Cavendish. It actually makes it sweeter.
Ooh.
And then some, and I use that little, I don't know what they call it, that little wire basket that they put like rice or something to steam it. In a pot. So that's what I laid the leaves out in. And then I steamed some other and put that down in a little pan, and I poured cherry brandy on top of it. And then I put that up in a pie safe and let that dry out. Now that was real sticky, but I then cut it all up and mixed it together. And about 70% of it was a leaf I grew. And then I put a little bit, maybe about 20% or so of Carter Hall with it. And then I put some Dark Decadence, which is a Sutliff blend, in with it, mix that all up. And I mean, it's amazing. It's an outstanding blend. I still have a jar of it left, and now it's probably about 7 or 8 years old. But
you're way ahead of me on that, on the experience. And what am I going to get with it being fermented? Is it going to sweeten it? That's what I'm hoping for.
Yeah, it'll sweeten it. Yeah, it'll turn it into a pretty nice little, and it's not overly sticky. I mean, mine's a little, it's not as bad as like a creme brulee, but it's I'm trying to think of a blend that it'd be similar to. I mean, it's kind of similar to what do they call it? Sutliff used to it's Z50, I think, I think Z50 is what Sutliff now has. Country Estate was similar to what it kind of turned into. We lost Steve. Maybe he'll come back.
Yeah.
But now I don't know. Is it real earthy smelling hanging up out there?
Say it again.
Does it have a real earthy smell to it hanging up?
No, there's no smell on the porch, and that's probably because we have a constant breeze, a soft breeze coming through the screens and going through. That may be why there's no smell in here. Okay. But if you take it and bring it to your nose, then you can get that.
Yeah. Well, mine when I had it growing, it was hanging up in the house, and I mean I didn't have as much of a breeze in the area that I hung it in as you do, so it had a real earthy smell to it.
I kind of enjoy that, though. I like that smell. Believe it or not, I love to go into a barn and smell a barn. I like the smell of hay. You have all that hay stacked in there and even grains and stuff. It's just a smell. I guess maybe it's something when I was younger, going to my grandparents' farm and up in Kansas and spending time there when I was a little kid. That's probably where I picked that up as a positive smell or something. I haven't made any videos. Man, I've had all these little projects that really get my interest, and one of them, I don't know if you remember, but I did sail that sailboat, sailboat, and I got a yacht. It's a 32-foot Carver aft cabin with two 350 Chevrolets in it. But I can tell you, they're a maintenance nightmare because it's not a new boat. But I enjoy going down to the harbor and hanging out on the boat. And I've been doing all kinds of stuff. I've been just darn near rebuilding the whole thing. They're going through everything. Electrical systems was over the years, previous owners. I'm a little bit. I like the wiring to be pretty, not look like a rat's nest. So I've been going through all of that. I spend a ton of time there doing that, and then so that's got my interest. It's been keeping me busy anyway.
So is it going to be ready for us to do the Texas 200 this next year?
Hey, we'll win with that one. The only thing is I can't afford to drive it. To sail. My son has a boat. He has a diesel on his. He has a 34 main ship, and he has a diesel. He can go all over. But I got these little gasoline 350 Chevrolets, and it gets 1 mile a gallon if under idle. And if you put both of them throttles forward, it's a heavy boat. So I think 12,000 pounds something. Anyway, you're looking at a half mile a gallon. Well, you need a banknote out to just take a trip.
Well, it's supposed to be a sailboat, right? So,
yeah, I kind of missed the sailboat already. I still have all the little sailboats. I still have the one out in the water. It's still there. I got the one back here, the Victoria. Not much changed other than that. Just, but I keep myself really busy in the barn with all these little harbor projects that I like to do. Rebuilding different things and doing stuff.
Wes, which is the boat you've got with the map on the table that's inlaid in the table? Have you got?
Yeah, it's actually one of Balboa sailboats. If you have a boat that's still got that in there, it actually has slightly more value because people have removed them over the years. But it's one of their iconic. It's one of their trademarks or something. That all those SETI tables had a map of the world that was made into the table, and that one still has it. In fact, it's back again. It was sold. My son resold it, then he got it back, and it's out at his house. I don't know what he's going to do with it. I kind of miss it already, but especially every time they say break out a credit card. But
well,
you know what a boat actually stands for? If you look it up, boat, BOAT, break out another 1,000.
Oh. Yeah.
And some of the locals call it a hole in the water you throw money in.
Somebody once said to me, and I'm not a sailor, he said the best 2 times when you have a boat is the day you buy it, and you're going to tell me now the day you sell it. It's not right. Then you miss it, and you buy it again.
I think that's probably pretty accurate. Yeah. But I enjoy it. I guess that's why I mess with it. It's just the boat has a refrigerator. It's got lots of ice cold beers in it, and it has a full bar, and it has comfortable bed. So I tell the wife, I'm going down and work on the boat today. I'm going to do a lot of work. I go down there, break out a beer, sit around a little bit, the emotion of the ocean, and next thing you know, I'm taking a nap. So I come home and tell her, I'm tired. That was a rough day.
Yeah.
Well, all these jobs need preparation, Wes, don't they? You got to think about these things while rushing in. Well, that's what they're for, aren't they? We've got a few down here at the arena.
A minute ago, we still got our 10%.
Oh, I do appreciate that. I enjoy doing that. I haven't made any more for a long time. I still got some here. I still use the same one I've got on my table here. And
do you know, Wes, we could put these together and make a boat. And is it the Texas 200? Is that, I mean, I went missing. I'm sorry, just froze. Everyone froze. I disappeared. I'm sorry. So I went back out, back in. But yeah, did he still have the Texas 200? Is that what it is? Is it the Texas 200? The race?
It's going on right now.
Oh,
in
wow.
fact, they're out there now. They're underway. Yep.
But I was
for
saying,
some reason, I was thinking that was in May, but yeah. So, well, we need to plan on doing it next year.
I know. I'm still planning on doing it next year.
We were interrupted. Oh, I was all in. I was learning knots and everything. I was ready for 2020. 2020, I had that year mapped out so much, and it just got shot to hell. So
we still need to do that.
Yeah.
Well,
yeah. Every time June comes, I have a big project going. And next year I'll say, no, I'm going to make sure I don't have a project and nothing that's got my interest, and I'll get on the boat and go. But sure enough, it took me all of my life to realize that it's not, every winter I get cold and I say, I wish it was summer. And then summer comes, it's really hot, and I wish it was winter. And I never knew all of my life what I was waiting for was spring and fall.
Well, fall or autumn, that's one of the most beautiful times of the year. I mean, it's lovely. All the seasons are wonderful, but I do like the fall. Getting out there, less people around, and so much to enjoy in it when you get outside. But where's the time gone, gentlemen? Before the Woo flew, and where we are now, the whole thing that's happened, it's just been a blur. And we're still here. We're all still here. God bless.
Yeah.
Excellent. Yeah, you were talking about matches earlier. How can you put it? He's a perennial. It doesn't matter which one you go on with his programs, they're so fresh, aren't they? He's just like he's he's always with us. I do enjoy still. And I've watched some of his, maybe I'll say 10, 12 times, the same one over a period of time.
Well, I felt that way with Alan Kerslake. That's who I really got into the pipe community from. And I was going to say, when I was asking you, Steve, about rehydrating, he had a great video on rehydrating old blends. Well,
as I say, mine was a bit agricultural, but maybe it's a Welsh water, maybe it's magic. It's no, not that we're in Wales, but the water comes from Wales. It's all piped through.
Hi YouTubers, this is a video where I try to give my opinion of the best way to smoke a pipe, how to get the best out of a pipe, how to enjoy it the best, and also a little quick idea of the best way to bring your tobacco back to a nice moisture that'll burn rather than dry and burn your tongue. Rehydrating your tobacco. So I'll deal with the rehydrating first of all. I got two different types. I keep mine in jars like this. These are clip-on jars. There's two types. This one has got as you can see, a rubber cap inside it. So what I do is I take a towel, paper towel, and I spray it both sides. Now they tell you it should be distilled water, but I've got to be honest with you, this never touches the tobacco. I've been doing this for a long time and it's never bothered. I just use ordinary tap water. Then I just shut the lid, clamp it down, and just leave it. Tomorrow I'll try it and see how it is, and if it's still dry I'll do it again. Usually a couple of times, and the tobacco has come back again because the moisture has been sealed inside the jar and it will rehydrate the tobacco. The other type of jar I got is that this one. Now this doesn't have a rubber seal that I could put it into. So I just fold a napkin up into a square, spray it, both sides, the same as before. Put it over the top and just seal it down. Now the paper again, it can't touch anywhere near the tobacco, but the inside of the jar will have a moisture which will rehydrate the tobacco. That's how I do my tobacco. I'm not telling people how to do it, how they should do it. That's how I do it. So it's up to you whether you do it or not. And the best way to enjoy your pipe, I think the best way is to have a glass of cool liquid alongside you. I like to drink a glass of cider. It could be a glass of orange juice or something like that, or just water. And when you're smoking your pipe, just sip that now and again. That'll stop any tongue burn for a start off. It also means that you will enjoy the tobacco more, at least I do. And again, when should you smoke it? Well, it's not a good idea to smoke it when you're doing your Facebook, for instance, or your YouTube, typing out. You're not concentrating on what you're doing, really. The best time to smoke the pipe is when you can just sit down quietly in a house or under a tree and just contemplate the world and just take your time, smoke the pipe, concentrate on what the tobacco feels like, what it tastes like. And you can also do it, sit down, read a book. You're reading a book, you've got your glass of cool liquid alongside you. That way I think you'll enjoy your pipe a lot better. You can also do it while watching the TV. I watch the TV in the evenings, I'll have a pipe, take my time packing it, light it, tamp it down, light it again, get it going well, and then sit back with a glass of cider alongside me, sip that now and again, smoke the pipe, watch the film. You'll enjoy that pipe a lot more than just sticking it in your mouth and walking about and not thinking of what you're doing. You're thinking about the TV, that's true, but also you've got time to enjoy the pipe, enjoy the flavour of the pipe. Probably the best way to do it is not to do anything at all except sit down and enjoy the pipe, you know, just think about what sort of a smoke it is. Try to feel the flavours in the smoke, you know, see if you can feel how different it is from the last time you smoked it or the last tobacco you smoked. These are just my views and just the way I would find the best way to enjoy a pipe. Again, it's only my views, so I'm not smoking at the moment because I've just smoked a pipe. Now, not so long back I made a German style pipe. You might have seen it on my last video. It's got a long stem on it, a long shank on it. So I started making one, again a different type. There, and just show you this. This is just a rough. This has got to be sanded. It's got to be stained. It's got to be polished. As you can see, that sits like that. The shank will come out here about 4 inches, and then the stem on top of that, and the bowl will fit in there and come out of there. You get a really cool smoke with that, because the smoke has to go down through the chamber, back up through the shank and into the stem, and through the stem into your mouth. I've got a bit of rustication both sides. Got my initials on the bottom, bit of rustication on the top there. And I think when I finish this pipe, it'll be something I'll be proud of. So till the next time, once again, this is Alan saying, take care of yourselves.
That's probably what it is.
What I do to rehydrate mine is just simply take and put a few drops of water and close the lid back up so you can let it set.
Well, actually, I've done, and this is not, this tobacco is what did I say before, 1935 to 1945. It was in circulation.
Wow!
And it was like, you smelled it. It was like a burnt cake. It was dry. I just put some ordinary tap water in it. I was a bit desperate, really. Put the top back on, let it cook in the sun that we've been having, and 3 days later, it's perfect. Well, yeah, here we go. I don't think I've had to maybe I've had to relight it once whilst we've been talking.
Wow.
And it's called, I don't know if you've heard it, Wes. Players No Name Tobacco Rough Cut.
No name, no.
The only thing I can find is, it was made between 35 and 45, which was 45 was the Doc's birth year. So, Doc, you just sat there thinking, aren't you?
Pretty much.
Pretty much. You know, I'm missing your stories, and I still don't know to this day if you've written your book and published it, because you know I'm down for one. Have you got there yet?
No, I'm still writing on it.
You are. You keep remembering things, don't you?
Well, since I'm in this bed that I'm in,
yeah,
I had to do something. So I thought, well, I just write some more on my book.
Oh, do you have any photographs of the events or around the time scale that you relate to? I mean, any that you took while you were in prison in Germany, they would be good.
They wouldn't let you take pictures in Germany.
Oh dear. But the one thing someone said to me, and I wrote mine, make sure there's plenty of pictures. And if I didn't have a particular picture or couldn't, I got a friend of mine, an artist, and he did drawings. So there's a few drawings in the book, you know, just to give you that dimension. But sometimes it's good just to imagine, you know, so certain times you want the reader just to their own imagination to create the scene. But Doc, you've got some wonderful stories, and the ones that I relate to, there's one, the Y Church. That you're going to tell me you can't remember that now.
No, I remember that.
Yeah, the Y Church. And there's the other one where it was an accident down at a bridge, and you had a foretelling, a forewarning to not go on that particular area, and when you got there, it had been a bad accident. I won't go into it because I'd only spoil it, but that was a wonderful story you said there. That and turning over the cars in Germany, I remember that one. Happy days, eh?
I'm going to have to bail out on y'all. I got company.
That was an old sailing term there, Wes, eh? Bailing out.
Hey, are you still surfing?
No.
No, it's just the way he's sitting.
As I get older, a nice way to put it is my boards have to get longer and more floaty. They have to get broader, longer, and more flotation.
And get sides on them with an engine.
And I was just saying, that's why he's in the boat.
Oh, I have a layer of dust on them. Oh, where'd it go? Let's get back up here. Okay. They got a layer of dust on them.
Wes, before you go, and I know you've got to go, can you just show us those leaves of tobacco again?
Yeah.
Because
in fact, I'll try to keep you updated on that stuff as they come along.
That would be good. Because it's good to see how a professional hangs his leaves.
Let me see.
That's an escape. You did it, Professor.
I'm trying to figure out how to switch this around. Hell, I can't.
There we go. So how long do you leave them hanging generally?
See, they're not crunchy at all. You can make them into a ball, or they just they feel kind of like leather. And these are some of the more dry here, but yeah, see, they're just kind of like leather.
And they've still got a way to go, have they?
Well, where to go? There we go.
All right. He's bailed.
Nope, did. Okay.
Old Khakies.
Are we back here?
I've still got you. I don't still see you. Old Khakies. But maybe we can try to revisit again in a couple of weeks.
Sounds good. Can you hear me?
Maybe we can get Tabo to join us and get a couple of older folks from the old days.
No, I can't
That'd
see.
be nice.
I think. Okay, am I back? Can you hear me?
No.
Yes, sir. We can hear you.
Okay, I guess I don't know why I can't get my picture to come back on. But anyway, we'll see y'all later. Holler at me.
I'll text you again soon.
See you
later, Doc and Steve.
Take care.
Okay.
Oh, that was a nice surprise.
I had, right before you mentioned him, I had texted him because I was sitting here and I was feeling very nostalgic, and I was like, we're missing Wes, because a lot of times it would be, just the 3 or 4 or 5 of us, and I was like, man, we need to get Wes in here. Then you started talking about him, and I'm like, he's already told me he's be here in a few minutes.
Oh, brilliant. But it is rather nostalgic, isn't it?
Yeah.
Being on here together.
Yeah, it is.
And missing some of the old folks, I mean, Josh was always one that used to sort of appear now and again. He was always in between jobs. He was never stopped, that lad. He was always working.
Yeah.
Is he keeping well, Professor?
He wasn't at the pipe meetup this weekend. I think he's just got a lot of family stuff, traveling and doing different things. I think he works out of home though now, still, a rollover from COVID. At least the last time I talked with him, he was still working out of the house.
Brilliant. Well, he was on, is it Southern Piper, one of your members at the Pipe Club? He's done a couple of films, and Josh was there.
And he wasn't there at the pipe meetup, the Southern Piper. We were missing a few people, but we still filled every seat in the room. That was this Saturday. We had a great group.
Yeah.
So an old mafia Don was there. I can't tell those stories on YouTube, but
which was that, Professor?
So we had an old mafia Don there, but I can't tell those stories. And the wild thing is Trooper's real funny about anybody petting her, and he wanted to see her, and when he petted Trooper, she never growled or nothing. And I mean, that was, she must have known who was petting her. But yeah, that was good. We had a good little meetup. So,
well, fellas, I'm going to have to go.
Well, Doc, this has been absolutely a blessing to see you. It's fantastic.
It's been so good to see y'all too.
Yeah, and hopefully it won't be long before we're together again. Thank you, Professor.
Yeah,
good.
Well, next time you do it, Professor, let me know and I'll try to be here.
Well, we'll see if we can't line something up in a couple of weeks, and
okay,
have a few of us again. See if we can't get old Khakies back. And I don't know if this recording will work or not with the way the weather was, but if not, we'll see if we can get a little recording and put it out. But if this works, at least I can edit it up a little bit, and folks can see you and know you're still with us. And I know a lot of people had asked me, and I had a little more information than I felt I could share, because I didn't want to be giving your personal details out and stuff. So, but it's definitely.
Well, I appreciate that.
Well, at least, Professor, you're dedicating this to the Doc. So you might find it might get a little bit embroidered by other things. You know what he's like.
Well, y'all take care of yourself now.
All right.
And you, Doc.
Great to see you, Doc, for sure. And I'll be texting with you again soon. So
okay.
Good to see you smoking a pipe. Good to see you smoking a pipe, Doc, and good to see that lovely pipe you've got there. You've treated to yourself. Well done.
Thank you.
So
we'll see you now.
Greet your wife for me.
Okay.
Oh, what have we got here?
Hey!
Josh, the man.
I thought I'd surprise you with another surprise guest.
Oh, Josh. Oh, mate, so good to see you. Wow, you're looking so good.
And he's not even in the grocery store.
Yeah, you tell me you're working. Are you working right now?
Yes, sir, I am.
Oh, every time you're a workaholic.
It's only what 2:38 in the afternoon, so we're just right in the middle of.
I don't care. Whenever you come on, you're always working. You're always in between a project or in a project. Yeah. I tell you what, that those highlights are working for you. They're looking good.
You are too kind. I appreciate.
Oh, mate, yeah, you are looking good.
You look spectacular.
Oh, I won't get too close to the screen. Oh, mate, I have seen you. I was just saying earlier to the professor that Southern Piper has done a couple of films down at your pipe club, and I saw you there. You were involved in some raffle or something you had on the go.
Hey, I don't know if I'll lose y'all, but I've got my internet back up. Josh may be going through this same weather now that just passed.
Well, look,
I'll be right back if I lose you, but I might not be.
No worry. Yeah, there's been some nasty weather coming through. We're actually in Baton Rouge today, so I'm at my father-in-law's house in Baton Rouge.
Oh, okay. Well, we just had Old Khakis and Doc Hatfield on, and
oh goodness,
we're all reminiscing. And then Three Rivers said we're missing Josh, and we figured we'd get Dad Piper in here for a second too.
Oh, brilliant! All right, the old gang.
Yeah.
You missed Wes. He was hanging tobacco, Josh. He'd been hanging tobacco like a real expert hanging something. Yeah, he's hanging tobacco. Tobacco leaves, yeah.
Well, what a wonderful interview. We were able to catch up with Old Khakis and find out what's going on with them. And a few surprises, right? That he's got Kelly growing his stash or his tobacco.
And he's got the leaves maturing in his workshop there. Brilliant.
Well, that's just in his patio. Yeah, that's in his screen. Patio. So
well, I remember back in the day, he used to have a rod, an Orbis rod hanging up in the rafters on his patio. When we talking one day.
Yeah, that's sometimes when we would see Old Khakis, he was out in his garage, and other times he would be on the patio. A lot of times if Kelly was there, he was out in the patio. You brought up his chickens, and I was getting a little nervous about that because I thought they might have had to eat those chickens during COVID or something. Yeah. So I'm glad the chickens were still around, or I thought you might have been bringing up a sore subject there.
They are Australian breed of chicken, though, aren't they? But Ray on the corner, he breeds chickens, and you get fresh eggs, and actually do get chicken as well. And I think I actually said in one of my videos, he's very inventive, and he's bred one of his regular chickens with a banjo. So fundamentally now you get a self-plucker.
So we asked Old Khakis about him surfing, and nowadays he said he needs a wider and a longer board. I guess that's what he calls his sailboat.
Yeah, exactly. Well, he's still got his boat, hasn't he? But he's not been out in it much. But I think it's kind of refuge. You know, he can go there and just chill out, type of thing.
And I'm hoping we can get him back scheduled to do the Texas 200.
Well, it was on when we were talking to him, because we asked, and the Texas 200 was on. But he said he was hoping he might do it next year, didn't he?
Yeah.
So if he says he's going to do it, he's one of those men, he'll do it, won't he? That's it. Happy days.
Well, brothers and sisters, It's great to have you visit with us. Be sure and check out some of the older Pith Helmet Matinees if you've never caught them before. And keep your eyes peeled. You never know when we might have a professor's meeting room pop up again.
This could pop up, couldn't it?
It could. All right. See you next time. And till then, God bless.
Great fellowship. Thank you for joining us. See you again soon.
Wahoo! That's what I'm talking about.
After a long day at work, I just want to get home and grab my pipe and smoke some excellent, smooth tobacco. And that's why I smoke Liggett & Myers Smoking Tobacco Duke's Mixture. It's the signature and the red seal that makes you know that this is a quality smoke. So whenever you think tobacco, think Duke's Mixture. Found at fine tobacconists everywhere. Happy smokes.
So Josh is missing. Doc Higgins is missing. Right, who was
Say it again. I'm sorry.
Doc Higgins, the dentist? You didn't see his film on how many dentists it takes to change a light bulb. Didn't see that. He had about he's got a huge vaulted ceiling in his hallway, and there's a bulb at the top. And his wife was in the gantry enjoying the spectacle. He's climbing up about 3 tables stacked on one another to change his light bulb. And she was just checking the insurance policy. That was it.
And that's what I was about to say.
Well, his cousin Higgins, he was the one I was thinking about. He used to walk down the neighborhood and all the dogs used to bark like crazy at him. Well, oh, sorry, forgive me. What was his name?
Yeah, he's in Georgia. I can't remember. The Lunton Larry.
Yeah, Lunton Larry. Yeah.
Right, him, Lunton Larry.
Yeah.
The dog. Well, what happened to the world? Hey.
I'll probably make another video sometime, but I'm not even sure that my camera would work anymore. I mean, the camera that I had been using. But I probably ought to dig it out. Yeah, crank it. I need the big cover. It goes over your head. And then...
That and someone in the background with the piano. Happy days.